Good morning, Your Honor. Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender, representing Mr. Galvin. Mr. Galvin, would you please state your name for the record?
Shannon Dalton Galvin.
Your Honor, if we, first of all, I did learn yesterday afternoon after I had met with Mr. Galvin the day before that there are some allegations of a bond violation. If they are, I would ask for an adjournment in order to be able to address those issues with Mr. Galvin, as well as to inform him of the offer.
Your Honor, we would also like to address the bond violations. There were 48 calls made to the victim between July 15th to the 28th. And so we would move to revoke his phone privileges.
Any response, Ms. Gaines?
Yeah, and I would just ask for a hearing fairly soon so that we'll be able to address that. And if there's any possibility to get the phone privileges back.
Defendant's phone privileges are hereby revoked. Set a hearing, and you wanted me to adjourn this out in any event to discuss the offer.
Yes, please.
I'll set a hearing on the phone revocation, privilege revocation, as well as a probable cause conference. I'll set that for August 10th, 2023, 9 a.m. Bond continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Or calls the case, People versus Kevin McCullough.
Allie Zend on behalf of the people.
Zachary Ward on behalf of Mr. McCullough. Mr. McCullough, can you please state your name?
Hi, my name is Kevin McCullough.
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. McCullough is going to waive his right to a preliminary examination. He's been accepted into the circuit drug court, so he's waiving to accept that offer.
Sir, is that a correct statement? Mr. McCullough,
Yes?
is that correct? You're waiving your right to a preliminary examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that that's a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offense alleged was committed and that you committed it.
Yes.
And you understand you'll not have that hearing and you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Correct.
All right. People also waive their right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on one with two following. Mr. Ward.
Your Honor, we would waive formal reading and stand mute.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute to both counts, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
August 8th at 1:30 p.m. with Judge Conti.
August 8th, 2023. 1:30 before Judge Conti.
And Your Honor, if I could just briefly address bond, bond has been addressed in the prior two PCCs, so I don't want to reiterate points that were already made.
Is anything changed?
We're hoping that the fact that is we now know where the case is going for a treatment resolution. He can be released on the sober link that he was on. He has supportive family and a job that he's desperately trying to get back to.
If he's going into the drug court, I'm going to leave that to them to make that decision. Motion for bond reduction is denied again. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of the People versus Joshua Brown.
Nimish Ganatra for the people.
Mr. Feaster. How many cases do we have at this point?
I can jump in for Mr. Feaster if we. Lauren Brown, Deputy Chief Public Defender, appearing with and on behalf of, client Brown.
Joshua Mark Brown.
Here.
Okay, there he is. We got him.
Joshua Brown. All right, so,
Mr. Brown,
yes,
I was in contact with Mr. Feaster about some mitigation information to consider a reduction, so I think an adjournment would make sense.
all right, then, very well. Your Honor, it appears that with AIM.
I heard him.
You heard
Go
him.
ahead. If you want to talk, go ahead. I mean,
Nah, I'm not getting paid by the word, so.
you're okay. All right. Probable cause conference. I'll adjourn this out to the 17th so they can work that through for you, Mr. Brown. Okay.
All righty, thank you.
August 17th, 2023, 9 a.m. as your bond or as your Zoom invite indicates, bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of the People versus Shaquille Williams.
We are ready on that matter.
Jessica Blanche, appearing on behalf of people.
Under Lauren Brown, Deputy Chief Public Defender, appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, could you please state your name for the record?
Jill Kristen Williams.
Your Honor, today.
And I have orders for forensic evaluation.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. Court will sign those orders. Pardon? And competency hearing is ordered. Say again.
September 21st.
And set that for September 21st, 2023, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. My pen's down. Court does call the case of the People versus Franklin Melton.
Good morning, Your Honor. Grace Broughton appearing on behalf of the people.
Zachary Ward on behalf of Mr. Melton. Mr. Melton, can you please state your name?
Joseph Melton.
All right. They also have requests for forensic evaluation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will order the forensic evaluation. I have signed those orders. I'll set this for a competency hearing September 21st, 2023, 9 a.m. or as your Zoom invite indicates. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls the case, People versus Terry Brown.
Kyra Mercer on behalf of the people.
Mr. Feaster has not logged back in or isn't able to.
Mike
So-
Gaddy, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Brown, Your Honor.
All right. And Terry Brown, can you state your name? He did not check in.
Your Honor, I'm not aware whether we've had any contact with Mr. Brown, but I would ask the court to perhaps either pass this matter so I can look into his whereabouts or adjourn the PCC.
I'll issue bench warrants, and if we know where he is, then you can let the court know. Bond will be set about 10,000 cash surety in each matter. Those warrants will issue immediately.
Your Honor, I noticed that Torshio missed on both clients named Brown. Should I be feeling what type of way about that?
I think he's trying to send you a message. I don't know what that's about, but you guys got to work it through. Court calls the case. People versus Ricky McCain.
Jessica Blanche, appearing on behalf of people.
Zachary Ward on behalf of Mr. McCain. Mr. McCain, can you please state your name?
Ricky Dwayne McCain.
Your Honor, I believe I have not yet received a competency report in this matter.
I received them yesterday. I can send
Oh,
you
you
a copy.
did?
Wait.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's competent. I can send you over the report.
And I don't have a report. The court has not received it either. You're going to need to see the report. You're going to have to go through that with your client. Is that correct? I can
Yes,
put it
sir.
out a week and see if we can then deal with it. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, that makes sense.
All right. I'll adjourn the competency hearing to August 3rd, 2023 at 9. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Mm-mm. Hang on. Which one? The one that I passed. Sure. Court calls the case of the People versus Jamila Smith recall.
Nimish Ganatra for the people.
Sandra White on behalf of Jamila Smith.
Ms. Smith, can you state your name, please?
Jamila Smith.
Thank you. She was waving up. Is that correct, counsel?
Yes, we're waiving up the circuit court.
All right. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offenses alleged were committed and that you committed them.
Yes, sir.
And you understand you'll not have that hearing. You'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes, sir.
People also waive their right.
We do.
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on both counts. Ms. White.
Your Honor, we waive formal reading of the information and stand mute.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea to both counts. Pretrial will be set for
September 7th at 1:30 p.m. with Judge Slay Monday.
September 7th, 2023, 1:30 before Judge Slay Monday. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're just gonna change your name to Slay Monday or Slay Thursday. Court calls the case, People versus Sean Moore.
Nimish Ganatra for the people.
Zachary Ward on behalf of Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, can you state your name?
Sean Robert Moore.
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Moore would like to waive his right to a preliminary examination.
Is that correct, Mr. Moore?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you understand the preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offense alleged was committed and that you committed it.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
And you understand you won't have that hearing, you'll proceed to circuit court to resolve this matter.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
People also waive their right.
We do.
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on count 1 with 2, 3, and 4 following.
Your Honor, we would waive formal reading and stand mute.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute to all 4 counts. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
August 8th at 1:30 p.m. with Judge Conkey.
August 8th, 2023, 1:30 before Judge Conkey. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Aaron McKinnon. Or McKinnon.
Ready this time, Judge. Torshell Feaster, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. McKinnon. Mr. McKinnon, please state your name for the record.
Always shows up.
Aaron McCullough.
Thank you to my colleagues.
Alex Chabalowski for the people.
Thank you, Judge. My understanding is that Mr. McKinnon has a few cases up at circuit court. I'm trying to get with his counsel at circuit court. I believe he has Nicole James on one file and another attorney on a different file to try to get everything wrapped up together. That has not yet been resolved. If we could push this out for 2 or 3 weeks, I would greatly appreciate it.
Without objection, probable cause August 17th, 2023, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Armin Bullock.
Nimish Ganatra for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Calvin Hawthorne, appearing with on behalf of Armand Bullock. Mr. Bullock, please state your name.
Armand Bullock.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Bullock would like to set this matter for a preliminary exam.
He's out. Preliminary examination will be set in person. August 1st, no, 8th. August 8th, 2023, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Fresh Hour.
August 8th at what time?
9 a.m. in person before Judge Fresh Hour.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bond will continue.
Thank you, sir.
Court calls the case, People versus Ryan Osborne.
Alex Chabalowski for the people.
Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender, representing Mr. Osborne. Would you please state your name for the record, sir?
Ryan Osborne.
Your Honor, we received some media discovery on Mr. Osborne's case. I started looking at that so that I could talk to Mr. Osborne about it. I apologize that I was not able to complete it. And so I'm just asking for an adjournment for enough time to finish watching it, a week or 2 weeks.
And then you got to talk to him though, right?
That is correct.
Probable cause conference. He said, yes, I'll do August 10th, 2023, 9 a.m. Without objection, bound continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Nathan Ellsworth.
Ira Mercer on behalf of the people.
Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender, representing Mr. Ellsworth. Mr. Ellsworth, would you please state your name for the record?
Nathan Ellsworth.
Your Honor, in the course of communicating with the prosecutor's office regarding this matter, I was informed that Mr. Ellsworth, that there were allegations as to a bond violation with regard to Mr. Ellsworth. I found this out yesterday. I met with him Tuesday, and I was unable to speak to him to discuss those things with him. I would ask.
Are there bond violations regarding contact or?
Yes, Your Honor. There's been 37 calls violating the no contact order with the victim. So we would ask to revoke his phone privileges.
I would ask for a hearing so that Mr. Ellsworth and I could speak about that more in depth. And
when did I set that other one? He has a phone privilege here.
The 10th, Your Honor.
The 10th, I thought so. All right, at this time, the defendant's phone privileges are revoked. I'll set a hearing on the phone issue,
Thank you, Your Honor.
as well as a probable cause conference. I'll adjourn it out to August 10th, 2023, 9 a.m.
thank you, Your Honor.
Bond will continue. Thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Benjamin Cameron.
Marie Rosinski on behalf of the people.
Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender, representing Mr. Cameron. Mr. Cameron, would you state your name for the record?
He's here.
I do. Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cameron? Oh, your microphone. Yeah, he's connected, but I don't think his microphone's turned up. Okay, hold on a second. You can hear us. Nod your head if you can hear us. Okay, what are we doing on this?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Cameron has paid the total amount for his restitution. I informed the prosecutor's office of that late last night, early this morning, where it's my understanding that we are still going to move forward with a misdemeanor plea agreement based on that. So I'd ask for a short adjournment so we can get that paperwork and documentation together.
Adjourn it to August 10th. Then I gave him time to get his microphone fixed because I can't take a plea with him mouthing it to me. All right. August 10th, 2023, 9 a.m. You may just have to turn up your volume on that. You heard me, right, sir, in terms of the date? Thank you. All right. Bond will continue. We'll see you then. Court calls the case, People versus Brandon Greenwald.
Good morning, Your Honor. Grace Broughton, appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Janelle Velarde. I'm the attorney for Brennan Greenwald, the defendant in this case.
Yes, ma'am. And is he here?
He is here. I do see him via Zoom. He's on from the jail. And At this time, Your Honor, I have an opportunity to talk to the prosecutor. We're talking resolution in this case. At this time, we're going to waive the probable cause hearing.
All right. You're going to, excuse me, do what?
We'll be waiving the probable cause hearing.
The
Okay,
exam,
so
Your
what
Honor.
what do you want me to do with this? You're waiving exam or the probable cause?
We're waiving the exam.
You want to go? That's fine. It's okay. I just need to know what you wanted me to do. Mr. Greenwald,
Yes, sir.
you heard your counsels that you're going to waive your right to have a preliminary examination?
Correct.
And you understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding in which the people would have to show by probable cause that the offenses alleged were committed and that you committed them.
Correct.
And you understand you will not have that hearing and you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes, sir.
All right. People also waive their right.
The people waive their right, Your Honor. Thank you.
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on all 6 counts.
And for purposes of an arraignment, we'd waive a formal reading and stand mute.
Thank you. Defendant, every way formal reading, standing mute to these counts. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
August 9th at 1:30 p.m. with Judge Conlon.
August 9th, 2023, 1:30 before Judge Conlon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bond will continue. Thank you. Okay, so the people versus Christopher Caminito.
Nimish Ganatra for the people.
Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender, representing Mr. Caminito. Sir, would you please state your name? Mr. Caminito, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah, I can see him.
Yes, he's here. It appears
No, he's here. Mr. Caminito, can you hear us? Nod your head if you can. Okay, he can hear us. I don't know what we're intending on doing if we need.
We do not need him to speak today. I did reach out to Mr. Ganatra with a proposal to resolve the matter. Mr. Caminito is scheduled to be sentenced in Oakland County on August.
I think he said 21st with his fingers.
So
He said, I think he said 21st with, he held up 2-1. So I think.
Okay, I was looking for my notes. So we're asking for an adjournment until after that date in hopes of having.
After that?
Yes, please,
24.
Mr. Ganatra would like to see what happens with the sentencing.
All right. Probable cause conference, I'll adjourn to August 24th, 2023, 9 a.m. All right. Sir, you heard me? All right. Bond will continue.
Thank you.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Jeffrey Campbell.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender and on behalf of Mr. Campbell. Mr. Campbell, would you please state your name for the record?
Jeffrey Campbell.
Your Honor, we are requesting a preliminary examination in this matter.
Preliminary examination will be in person. It will be set August 8th, 2023, 9 a.m. and that will be before Judge Burke.
And Your Honor, if the people could address bond, please.
Yes.
Currently, the defendant has a personal recognizance $5,000 bond. The allegations and the charges in this case are strangulation and assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder by strangulation, and a domestic violence. This is a scenario where the defendant is alleged to have both hands around the victim's neck for about 30 seconds, squeezing, threatening to kill her and saying that I hope that you die, I will kill you, walk lightly. And there was red on her throat when the police pulled up. And I have very serious concerns that he is out on a personal recognizance bond. And I believe that it's more appropriate for a higher bond amount and or to add a GPS tether. I know that Ms. Gaines will argue that there's been no violation since the start of this case, but I still have concern for the victim's safety, given the allegations. He also has a criminal history of a prior dismissed AWIM and strangulation from 2009, and armed robbery where he pled guilty in 2010, controlled substance use from 2016, and this case. So I would ask that the court reevaluate bond and please raise it.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Your Honor, this matter is from 2021, I believe. Mr. Campbell, since that time, has moved to Georgia. He was unaware that there was an outstanding warrant or these charges. In reviewing the police report, the allegations were not made at a time when Mr. Campbell was present. Mr. Campbell has been residing in Georgia. He works full-time. He recently, due to his daughter's mother's involvement with Child Protective Services, his daughter was placed with him, and the school year begins there August 1st or August 2nd. Mr. Campbell was pulled over in Georgia and informed by the officers there that there was an outstanding warrant. Out of Michigan. They did not arrest him. Mr. Campbell took time off from the job that he has held for over a year and came to Michigan to turn himself in on the warrant. Again, this matter is over 2 years old. We are asking that the court, given that Mr. Campbell turned himself in on the warrant, he was not extradited here. As soon as he found out about it, he came to take care of it, and he will attend all future court dates. We are asking that the court continue the personal recognizance bond.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to deny the motion for a bond increase. I'm going to leave the bond as currently set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you'll see him at preliminary examination bond on the 8th, 9 a.m. before Judge Burke. Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of the People versus Angelo Weems.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Lundy for the People.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rob Jacob on behalf of Angelo Weems. Angelo, if you're there, would you state your name for the record?
Angelo Weems.
All right, and just so that everyone is aware, Mr. Greenwald is in the courtroom here with me because of power outages, so he's here. So just so everybody knows. All right.
Judge, on this matter, I met with Mr. Weems yesterday. There's additional discovery on the homicide matter. Mr. Weems and I both agree that if we could put this out about 3 weeks, there's a lot of discovery to be had yet.
Okay, you think 3 weeks will be good for you?
Well, I was asking for 30 days, but I didn't want to push my luck here.
Probable cause, I give you time to get through it and get to Mr. Weems. So I'll adjourn it to August 24th.
Thank you.
2023, 9 a.m. Without objection, bond will continue as denied. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll come and see you.
Okay.
Court calls the case, People versus William Matthews.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the People.
Troy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender representing Mr. Matthews. Sir, would you please state your name for the record?
William Herman Matthews, Jr.
Your Honor, we received the report from the Center for Forensic Psychiatry, which is recommending that Mr. Matthews be found competent. At this time, we do not object to that finding.
People have no
People
further
stipulate to
information.
the report?
Yes,
Sorry.
Your Honor.
All right. The court has reviewed the report. The court would find that the defendant is competent to stand trial based upon that report. would specifically find that defendant can understand the nature and objects of the proceedings against him and can rationally assist in his defense. Therefore, the defendant is deemed competent. I have signed the order. What do we need to do next?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that during this period, while the competency evaluation was pending, that there may in fact be a bond violation hearing that needs to occur. And I just received.
What would that be about? Right.
There are allegations. I just received the police report. There are allegations regarding violating conditions of the bond.
Yes, Your Honor. It comes from Pittsfield Township Police Department, police report number 237828. I did send that to Ms. Gaines. I can also send that to the court. The allegations, yes, they are sent. The date is June 2nd. And this is when he was on bond. And the allegation is from Meyer. So I can send that to the court and we can set that.
All right. Then I'll set a bond hearing on that date. I'll also adjourn out the probable cause in this matter, or set it for a probable cause, but adjourning it out. Might as well put it with the others, Ms. Gaines. August 10th, 2023, 9 a.m. And bond will continue. All right. Thank you. Court calls the case. People versus, is it Silly Camper?
Tyra Mercer on behalf of the people.
Michael Gaddy, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Camper, Your Honor. Your Honor, there was some messages in the chat from Ms. Camper. She was on Zoom. She reported that she was at 1% on her phone and couldn't charge it because it has a power outage over at Hike Home.
She's still here.
Yeah, I don't know if she's like logged on, but her phone's dead because she hasn't turned her phone on.
Ms. Camper? Well, did she just drop just now? She literally just dropped. She took the cue from Gaddy. We're going to get an adjournment. Nope, she's here. There she is.
Oh, good.
Ms. Camper, can you unmute?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you. State your name.
CO Camper.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, what are we doing on this, Mr. Gaddy?
Your Honor, I think this case might ultimately go to exam, but I think there's some video that might be outstanding. I don't know if we might adjourn this to the 10th or so to see if the video is there.
I'll adjourn this August 17th, 2023, 9 a.m. Bond continue.
Thank you. And thank you for getting onto the screen, Ms. Camper.
I had faith in her. I knew she'd be here. It was doubting. All right, thank you.
Your Honor, before the case is passed, this case actually was, we spoke to the victim, and I believe that the defendant and the victim are trying to do a restorative justice. So I spoke to the victim advocate at my office. I don't know if Mr. Gaddy is aware, but if that's what the defendant is wanting to do, then we would also have to submit a stipulation in order to change the no contact to no non-consensual contact for restorative justice to occur.
I'm happy to discuss that with Ms. Camper, and I'll get in touch with you, Ms. Kirby, okay?
Yes, thanks, Mr. Gaddy.
Thank you. Court does call the case. People versus James Lawson.
Maria Rosinski on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Calvin Hawthorne, appearing with and on behalf of James Lawson. Mr. Lawson, please state your name.
James Craig Lawson.
Your Honor, had a chance to meet and speak with Mr. Lawson. We are going to request an adjournment to pursue a global resolution. I'm sure, as you're familiar with Mr. Lawson, he has 3 misdemeanor cases before you that are due up on August 2nd, as well as 2 additional felony matters that are due up on August 3rd. So I believe that we could reach a global resolution. if set out to.
Okay, so you want me to adjourn these out? When do you want me to put them? The third, or you want me to add them to the third, or you want me to go to the 10th?
Can we
If
go
we
to
could add them to the third, Your Honor, that would be helpful since we have the misdemeanor cases on the second and we can do the global that week.
Okay, probable cause conference in this matter, August 3rd, 2023, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.